Hacking and slashing its way to the forefront of our nightmares and introducing the weirdest delicatessens ever, and an opening theme that sounds like it took inspiration from Crazy Bus. Meat Cleaver Mutilator is a 2016 Patreon survival horror game developed by Puppet Combo. The plot centers around its protagonist, Janet, who's having a terrible weekend and drives to the city to look for a new job. She decides to audition for a new low-budget horror movie, but no matter how bad some actress with no profile picture on IMDb fakes getting stabbed up, nothing else could compare to the macabre, ghastly, grotesque display of human malevolence that happened to Janet. Someone had slipped a sedative into her drink, and she wakes up cold and alone in an abandoned apartment building, wondering if the world she was in was real life, just fantasy. Sony's monopolistic control of music aside, destitute and solitary, Janet has to find a way out of the derelict and eerie facility with a deranged lunatic who clearly has an appetite for actresses because he's trying to butcher her with a meat cleaver. Ooh, mommy. Meanwhile, outside of the rubble, two boomer gangsters had sex in a dumpster. They became the grandparents of the lead singer from Limp Bizkit. She not only has to avoid getting killed, but also gather the supplies scattered throughout the complex to escape. The player could start off at any spawn point in the game, various in placement, and has to search for methods to escape, all while avoiding the wolf and auto mechanics clothing. Unless they switch on the power, if they get to the control room that is, they won't be able to see anything without the flashlight located on one of the shelves in the main section of the convenience store, so they should be sure to get and equip that. Right behind a door in one of the upper floors, they'll come across a massive hole in the flooring. They should jump into it and the mattresses below will break the fall. If they walk straight and slightly to the right, they'll come across a hammer. They should pick it up because it'll become of vital importance soon. In a room just behind the shelf and to the right of that, there's a bathroom with a large mirror. They should take the gloves from the shower in the bathroom and use the hammer to smash it, which could lead them into another room. Down the corridor and next to a trash can in a vacant room, there's a pistol for the player to pick up. If they go downstairs and back into the convenience store part of the facility and walk into the stall right in front of the entrance, there they'll find a key, so long as they have the gloves in their inventory. The key unlocks the door to the second floor, on which the player will find a screwdriver which opens up a vent grate in the basement. There's a wood plank in one of the basement's rooms, which needs to be picked up to cross a gap between flooring in one of the room's lower levels. Just a little more basic navigation will bring the player to a blue door labeled Exit. The wolf killer will most likely appear behind them, and this is where the gun and ammo come in handy. Without hesitation or a second thought, the player should start blasting. If they've hit him in all the right places, he should drop dead. Subsequently, to end the game, the player should walk into heaven. The moral of the story here is patently obvious. Watch your drink. If you're a part of any demographic that's liable to be abducted, chances are somebody that's really desperate for a job and has less scruples than the lead singer of Limp Bizkit is working to get you from the location you're at then and there to where they want you to be regardless of your consent. It's best to assume that anyone's trying to roofie you at any given moment, so it's a pretty good idea to bring tests with you everywhere you drink. If you didn't heed any of the previous advice or your adversary was just too good, think strategically about your situation and use deductive reasoning as to why certain objects are of significance, rhythm and progression of your situation, and more importantly, how to not get killed by a homicidal lunatic. And a word of advice for anyone that might find themselves in a situation like this, virtually or in reality, and anyone wanting to play Squid Game, start watching those cinema summary videos on how to beat horror movie antagonists in death games. Thanks for watching.